It's Harlan from Lode King. Today we're going to be talking to you about one of the latest offerings that we have in the Renown series. And our Renown series is our combo trailer that we've been building for many years. We've got a brand new model we'd like to show you today. It's got a steel main frame with top and bottom flanges is all steel, and we join that up with all aluminum cross members to an aluminum outer rail as well as aluminum knee bracing. Some of the advantages of that are a little lighter weight than an all-steel trailer. The Renown series also has the aluminum side rail. You do have the option of a sliding winch on a track, some fixed winches. Some of those advantages are less paint, lighter weight. What we did is incorporate a trailer that we'd been previously building in our Force Line series. It was the Beavertail. The standard flooring on a Renown series trailers would either be aluminum or a fir floor. The unit we're looking at today has got a hardwood floor. It's an option that the customer chose to add to this trailer. What we do on the upper deck of the trailer to give you more swing clearance or avoid contact with the truck fenders, we side mount a winch onto the trailer. This customer has chosen a 2-foot spacing for those winches to be placed. And in between those, we also have stake pockets built into the side rail as well. We've shown you the pull-out lighting on some of the different series. It's the same light. It's an optional feature you can add. Slides in and out of the trailer. It tucks away when you're not needing it. Pull it out when you've got that wider load you need to identify and show on the highway. Have a quick look at the flap, how it's protecting the landing gear and the flaps as well. It keeps all that debris from blowing up inside the inner rails of the trailer. We also do mount the air box, which is directly behind that as well. We've got the switching inside of here. You can add an optional light as well if you would like to have a lighted box. Your dump valve is here, as well as your air gauge. In a nice weatherproof box tucked away in behind here, you'll see the Holland Mark V landing gear, which is our standard landing gear on our Renown series. Good long life landing gear and well known in the industry. As we move back, you're going to start seeing some of the features that we have built into this trailer. This particular unit we've also built in the upper ramp, so it allows whatever you're loading onto the back ramp, you can actually load and bring onto the top kick of the trailer as well. You'll notice how we accommodate the space for the ramp. You'll notice we drop the cross members to allow that space to have this as a flush mounted deck surface when you're not needing the ramp. So it'll just tuck away and it just gives you the appearance of a regular drop deck. They're also protected with a small Teflon skid plate here as well. You don't hear the rattle of this ramp on top of there as well. The sacrifice in the lowered cross member is the fact that we cannot have a sliding winch going in this area because we've used this space to lower the cross member. So in this area we still mount the same kind of a fixed winch as we do in the upper deck, and in this case we're using the barrel winch. We do have an option of a 3-bar winch as well. It's broken rub rail. We talk about a broken rub rail. It's really, we break this space to allow the strap to come through without interfering with the side rail of the trailer. Let's say you've loaded your load, you need some tie-down points. Of course you have winches with hooks on the opposite side. This customer has also opted to add some additional D-rings inset into the floor with another D-ring opposing on the other side to give you an additional tie-down point for whatever load is being loaded on this trailer. Another optional feature, tucked out of the way of your day-to-day use. You'll see here an additional stake pockets, and it's put in here for a load bunk should you add the load bunk option to this trailer. It's got accommodation to put your load bunks when you're not using them every day. As we move back in the trailer, your cross members have come back to the top and are mounted directly below this floor here. It enables us to put the sliding winch track, and you'll see all the winches that are mounted in here. The other thing that we've also been able to do is put a continuous rub rail throughout the back part of the trailer. And on this unit we've got a 24-inch spacing, which is optional. You can either go 24 or 48-inch spacing. This customer specifically ordered with 24-inch space with an extra pipe spool in between. So there's a lot of tie-down points as you're moving back along the trailer. And the number of winches that are required, that's really a personal thing, and depending on what kind of loads you're using the trailer for, you can specify the number of winches. We do have a center marker light in the middle of the trailer with a turn indicator as well. Lighting is an optional feature that you can order different packages. You should talk to your local sales rep about some of the lighting packages that we do have available on these trailers. This unit was ordered with the minimum required lights on the trailer. We just moved to the opposite side of the trailer just so I could show you how the toolbox mounts. If you order a toolbox mounted directly behind the landing gear, right now on this unit we've got a 60-inch box, lots of storage room. Take note of how we've mounted the bracket. Comes right underneath the box, so you've got a well-supported box to handle the loads that you're going to be putting into it. This box mount also has a knee brace style mount. So what that is really it gives you some additional support on the side rail of the trailer as well. Because this trailer is a Beavertail or has the Beavertail option, we assume that there's going to be a lot of point loads or more loads put onto the side of the trailer. Those trailers we recommend, or we only spec them with 2 foot on center knee braces. Note the difference from the steel trailer that we build. We also have the aluminum knee brace, so another thing that doesn't corrode or rust or have paint chip off of the brace as well. So another lightweight option that still supports the outside rail of the trailer. Okay, we're up here on the deck. Just going to show you how the ramp operates. You'll notice it'll slide back and sit in the saddle here. We've got a little keyhole or a cutout to give you as a handle to pick up the ramp. Slides back out of the way. Take note of the flat surface here. It's just fits right into the deck of the trailer as well. There's no extra fastening point on top. All we've done is made a slot on the upper part of the on the angle of the steel here to give you your lock point for the ramp when you're using it. So it's a nice secure connection with a nice gradual slope. The other thing that's unique to this trailer and is available in the Force Line trailer is a different deck height. The trailer we're looking at today has a 35-inch deck height, but the thing to note is it's got 17.5 rubber. This particular unit's got 72-inch on center triple axle spacing. You do have the option of going to a triple axle with 60-inch on center, depending on what jurisdiction you're in. What you'll notice with the 35-inch deck height is the flush floor that's offered. With the Beavertail trailer, the 35-inch deck height is the lowest option available. We do offer a 33.5-inch on a standard drop deck trailer. But because of the need for a little wider web on this trailer, we have made it a 35-inch deck height. Nice flat surface. There's no bumps or anything to crawl over. Gives you a full, even deck to use. The back of the trailer, this particular unit was ordered with 4 ramps. So it gives you a full length of your deck capability should you want to use it as a regular drop deck trailer. The advantage with the aluminum is, number one, it's a much lighter weight ramp. Still gives you a robust design with the cleats that are built into the floor, but it does give you the option of loading a narrower item. Let's say you've got to move up on the center of the trailer, you can fold over and use the center ramps as well. There are 2 aluminum ramps that are available on the Renown series. The one that you see today is a completely enclosed ramp over in here. Let's flip this one ramp over and we can show you how that works. You'll see the open ramp design with all the reinforcement inside. We do have the extra aluminum cleats built in here for some additional traction, as well as the steel cleats mounted up on the floor to allow you to transition onto the upper deck. The optional feature on these ramps is you have the ability to order a ramp that's open on the back as well as the front. So any debris that would fall in this area would essentially drop out when you flip your ramp over. So again, it's a personal preference. We'll flip these all over to give you a view what it'll look like completely folded down. You'll notice in the hinge assembly as well, it's got a double acting hinge as well as a spring assist. Even it being aluminum, the extra spring assist will give you some assistance when flipping the ramp over, so it doesn't feel quite as heavy. As you can see, the entire back of the trailer is now a ramp. Gives you a nice gradual approach to the trailer, and just a great feature that we're real happy to offer you. After we've flipped the ramps over, we can see the lights that we mounted in the Bolster. They look different than the lights we supply in a Renown series, but to accommodate the narrow part of the back of the trailer, we added the oval lighting as well as a penny lighting in the center. Something that's optional in this trailer is this rear strobe light that are activated in the box as well, and again, they're the same shape to match the rest of the trailer. It is a combo trailer, and typically if you're used to our Renown series, we do have an aluminum rear bolster, but to support the work that happens on a Beavertail trailer, we did make the exception and put a steel bolster into here as well. So you'll notice that is one piece that we did build as a steel structure in this trailer, just to give you some extra support. We do recommend, when using a Beavertail, that you still support the back of the trailer. Should you be loading something heavy, first of all, you dump the air and then support the rear bolster, because it will just add to the life of your trailer. Some of the standard features is the Hendrickson suspension, of course with different ride heights depending on the type of trailer you choose to buy. This particular unit we mentioned, we've got the 17.5-inch tires. It's a different suspension that we're using here. The wheel end is the same as all of our other trailers, and we do vent our axles, so you'll notice that although this trailer has an oil-filled wheel end, it does have a vented axle. So we've got to drill the hub, and you fill your oil through your hub, not through the hubcap itself. Just touching on the option of what goes into our wheel end, we've got a national seal. We have a hubcap without a plug in it as well. The axle, again, as I mentioned, is vented. Should you choose to add the Hendrickson Tire Max Pro, that part of the axle has already been drilled, so it does eliminate some of the need for some extra work and labor should you choose to add that option at a later time. That's a standard. We do have a grease or a semi-fluid grease option available as well. And the quick way to identify if a trailer is equipped with that, the hubcap would not have a glass or a sight glass window in it as well. It would just be a closed sight glass. What's different from a Renown to a Force Line? Some of the common features is we still use paint on the steel sections of the Renown series trailer. And we thought we'd take you to a trailer that doesn't have all the aluminum components added to the trailer. It's a pretty straightforward structure. You got your main rails, the landing gear is already attached, there's no cross members mounted. So this is how the trailer would come into the paint shop for the 4-step process. First of all, when it arrives, we do a steel shot blast. After that, the trailer will come out. The guys will seal all the wells. They'll do an inspection. After that process is done, we have a 2-step process that involves entirely zinc coating the trailer before we put any primer onto the trailer. The zinc is a process that really just protects the steel should there be an impact from a rock. Let's say you get a stone chip right over here. It'll chip right to the steel, but the zinc is a protective barrier that keeps the rust from crawling along under the paint and creating that big raspberry bubble that will pop your paint off. So zinc will protect your trailer from rust creeping underneath the paint. A primer, then it'll come back out for an inspection, and we check to make sure the mill thickness is thick enough. When that's been approved, it'll come back in for a top coat or the final finish. If touch-up is required, we're going to do it right here. And of course today it's very obvious for this bright red trailer. You can see all the areas that have been painted. We use the same products that are used in the trucking industry for painting highway tractors. We're pretty proud of the finish that we're going to give you. It's a long-lasting, shiny, automotive style finish used on all the decks that we build today. So we talked a little about the knee bracing that we have in the front part of the trailer as well, and you're walking to the back, you can't really see the knee brace until you look underneath, and we've added a shallower knee brace here still to support the weight of whatever's being loaded between the wheels of the trailer. So again, you can't see it from walking by. Make sure you have a look underneath. There's a 2-foot on center knee brace between both axles as well to support that load should it be mounted towards the back of the trailer as you tie down. We talked a little about load securement, and we showed you some of the different D-rings that are being used in the winches, stake pockets. All of those load securements are actually rated, and should you have any question as to what the rating of those is, we put a decal on either side of the front bolster of the trailer stating what the tested rating for those tie downs is. All of our load ratings are good for 5,000 pound rating or 2,268 kg. Something else we should talk about while we're talking about load rating, we also have a decal on the trailer that'll tell you what the load rating of the trailer is, and it'll based on different increments. It's a question that's often asked, and people don't realize that the decal is there. It'll tell you exactly to what this trailer has been manufactured, and it'll be down underneath here. We'll just have a quick look underneath. Just ahead of our serial number plate, it'll give you what the model of the trailer is. This trailer is a step deck heavy duty, so we recognize the fact that the use of this trailer will be used in a heavy duty application. It's got a 95,000 pound maximum uniform distributed load rating. And then what we'll do is, depending on the length of the trailer, on the wheelbase, if it's a 41-foot trailer, this trailer has got a rating of 52,000 pounds on a 4-foot on-center load rating. You also have a concentrated load of 10 feet or on 20 feet. And I've got to stress that the load rating is what the load of the beam is. It's not on the outside rail of the trailers. On our pull-out lights, it looks like a small feature. We do mount a small piece of Teflon here as well, just to secure this light. Or an add is this small piece of Teflon here, and it's just tucks the light away and just gives you some extra security, and it's not that annoying rattling sound that you hear when you're going down the road. And it's Harlan, and I'd like to thank you all for joining in on our walk around on the Renown Beavertail trailer. Should you have any more questions or need some more clarification on some of the available options, contact your local Lode King dealer. The sales reps at any of the dealerships would be happy to talk to you about some of the other options that are available and to also get your pricing needs back to you.